close the roof, making this the 11th Super Bowl in history to be played indoors. Tom Brady and the Patriots looking for their 15th consecutive win. The Panthers representing the NFC, 2 years removed from a 1-15 season, and that's what they were playing for. The crew of the next mission in space on hand to honor the one-year anniversary of the Columbia disaster. As we started in the first quarter, Brady 5 for 9 in the first quarter alone, and 4 of those 5 completions went to Deion Branch here over the middle. This is the same possession. Brady play action, and this time looking for Troy Brown, looking for a first down, and Brown would pay the price because Michael Rucker, the defensive lineman, pursuing on the play, would collide. His knee would go right into Brown's helmet. He's bleeding.
That's not chin music.
No, it's not. That's nose music. Adam Vinatieri, he had problems earlier in the year in this same stadium, and he misses wide right. Panthers are safe. Same score, 0-0. Third down, Jake Delhomme. And sacked by Mike Vrabel, who had an incredible game, offensively and defensively. Patriots ensuing possession, Brady play action, and this one should have been picked off by Deion Grant. Patriots would have to punt.
Yeah, but you got to look at that pocket. They're giving Tom Brady a perfect pocket every time.
Still no score. Delhomme to Steve Smith. Stiff arms. Tyrone Poole, but only gets a couple of yards. Both teams just trying to feel each other out here in the early going. Next play for the Panthers, Delhomme avoiding the sack and would throw it away. The Patriots not considered to have the best front 3 in this game, or even front 4 if you consider what the Carolina Panthers were, but they put pressure. And here's a great play as Brown gets stuffed by Will Witherspoon. Patriots forced to punt, a scoreless first quarter.
Second quarter, no score. Antoine Smith got popped short of the first down. Patriots at the punt. They only averaged 34 yards a punt. Next Panther possession, Delhomme. Bum rush by Willie McGinnis. McGinnis, 5th sack in the postseason. He had 5.5 during the regular season.
Delhomme looked a little rattled early in this game.
Oh, yes, he did. Speaking of rattled, Adam Vinatieri misses again. His only misses in his career indoors have been in Reliance Stadium. Next Panther possession, Stephen Davis, 1,444 yards in the regular season. Kid, not here, not now. Second down, next play. Delhomme, Chris Mangum, he dropped that. Delhomme needs like a hug.
Not many opportunities for Delhomme. They got to make up with this. They got to make those plays.
Third down, Mike Vrabel brings the wood. At that point, the Panthers had run 20 offensive plays and they had negative total yardage. Vrabel led the Pats in sacks during the season. Patriots possession, third down. Brady drops back. Holla at your boy.
You don't see that much, but what an efficient play by him.
That's his longest run of the season for Tom Brady. Next play, can I get a little bit? Deion Branch, 201st touchdown in Super Bowl history. Pats up 7-0. And then Brady tackles his wideout.
that part I love. I love when I see a quarterback. Right?
But here come the Panthers. Delhomme to Ricky Prohl, the Super Bowl veteran. First down, Panthers.
That's their first down without a penalty, one that they earned.
And how about that? Musa Muhammad got the catch, got cracked, still got it. And then Delhomme, what was good, Steve Smith, the 7th guy named Smith to ever score a touchdown in Super Bowl history.
What a feather pitch.
Guys, let me break this down for you. Let me break this down. This is a big play. You watch Ty Law. We wondered how would they let him play. Okay, they called that holding. But the big thing is, even though you held a big Musa Muhammad, he still got separation. He was wide open. Brady, you throw this football up the field. Musa Muhammad still running right now today. Bad throw by Jake Delhomme. And watch this. Steve Smith resets Tyrone Poole. Now, most receivers will go to the sideline right here. And then, if he goes to the sideline, Tyrone Poole goes to the sideline and pushes him out of bounds. But Steve Smith, he straightens him back out. Watch him cut back in front of Tyrone Poole to establish, I am in front of you, I'm wide open. You see that there? You see that line? That's the separation I give you from the sideline. Room for error, Sean. That was a great throw. Great play by Steve.
It's about the quarterback.
It is about the quarterback. As you see right here, look at this play. What was the safety of Carolina thinking right there doing that play?
I'll tell you what happened is Carolina blitzes a couple linebackers and a defensive back, but as they did all day, protect Brady. No better pocket presence in the league than Tom Brady. Head still up the field, steps up, makes the pitch to Deion Branch for the huge game that set up another touchdown.
Third down Pats on the Panthers 5. Brady play fake, easy to David Givens. First time in Brady's career, he's had 2 touchdown passes in a postseason game. Pats up up 14-7. But in the ensuing kickoff, just 18 seconds left, that squib kick sometimes will kill you, won't it?
Stupidity. It always kills you.
Chris Mangum picked it up, returning to the 47. Next play, Patriots thinking pass. Stephen Davis the run, put him in field goal range, and John Casey's been doing work all season long. That made it 14-10. For the first 26 minutes and 55 seconds, there were no scores. The last 3 minutes and 5 seconds, 24 total points in the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? 14-10, Patriots leading the Panthers at halftime. This game all of a sudden got real good with 3 minutes left to go. Carolina punted the ball on its first 5 possessions. Play action. Brady does it almost as well as anybody in the league. Finds Daniel Graham over the middle. Big Daniel running over kids. 33-yard gain. Pats. First and goal as the quarter ends. Now in the fourth quarter. Antoine Smith went to college in Houston and showing love to H-Town. Touchdown. Pats up 21-10. Belichick. Now, watch the calm, collected Bill Belichick right here. Yeah, right. But next...
That's a lot of emotion for him.
You don't see that much. First and 15, Carolina. Delhomme scrambling. He's done this all year long. Connect with Steve Smith. Steve Smith turned into the big play wideout for the Panthers this year. 19-yard completion. Later in the drive, Delhomme again looking for Smith. Smith, the 1,000-yard receiver. This one goes for 22. And watch Smith. Makes a great, great catch. Made a catch almost just like that against the Bucs this season. First down, Carolina still driving. Deshaun Foster, second-year guy to UCLA, hurt all of last year. Had that ridiculous 1-yard touchdown run against the Eagles. Another tough run here, 33 yards. Panthers down 21-16. They go for 2, but Delhomme cannot connect to Moose and Muhammad. Carolina down 21-16 on the Pats' ensuing drive. Kevin Falk takes the handoff, busts right up the right side. 24-yard gain. Pats looking to try and put away the Panthers' third and goal. Brady looks left, throws into the end zone. Intercepted by Reggie Howard.
He's human. He's human.
Technically, since this is the Patriots' home game, you know, Brady did not throw an interception at home during the regular season. Bad throw there. On the ensuing drive for the Panthers, 3rd and 10, Delhomme, play action. Steps up and finds Moose. Moosin. Beats Eugene Wilson. Moose, 85 yards.
Stiff off for the touchdown.
Longest play from scrimmage in Super Bowl history. Watch again. Ty Law playing zone. Wilson can't catch Moose. 85 yards to the house for one of the best blocking wideouts in the game. Patriots up 22-21. Panthers, excuse me, up 22-21. They go for 2. Again, they go for 2. Again, they cannot connect. Kevin Dyson in the corner of the end zone, can't come up with it. 22-21 Panthers. Ensuing drive for the Pats, 3rd and 5 from their own 44. Brady to Troy Brown.
Great play, great play.
Got that knee out of his nose and he started doing work. 2 plays later, Brady rolls right, finds David Givens, 25-yard gain. This is just man size. Givens just throws Ricky Manning down. Ricky Manning, 4 picks in the postseason. The rookie got busted there.
Pats receivers were physical.
Big and physical. 3rd and 9 for the Pats. Brady finds Givens again. Fights to get inside the 5-yard lines. Givens is like, whoa.
Push off on that play.
2nd and goal for the Patriots. Brady, play action. Remember that guy you talked about earlier, Dan? Mike Vrabel?
Yes.
He's got game.
How about a linebacker catching a touchdown pass? Patriots
From the Ohio State University.
Not just, but the Ohio State. Patriots go for 2-point conversion. Kevin Falk gets it. Panthers cannot get theirs. Patriots get theirs. It's the okey-doke, Sean.
I love the okey-doke.
Great fake by Brady. Falk the direct snap. Pats up 29-22. Carolina down 7. Late in the fourth quarter, Delhomme connects to Moose and Muhammad, 19 yards. Watch again, Rodney Harrison, who's just had a ridiculously great year, injures his right arm on the tackle. One of the hardest hitters in the game, did not return. Under 2 minutes left, Delhomme, play action. Finds Ricky Prohl. Ricky Prohl's like 68 years old.
Damn, that's Ricky B. Ricky.
Still doing work. 3rd and 8, Delhomme, Prohl again. He caught a touchdown that tied it for the Rams a couple of years ago against the Patriots. Ties it again against the Patriots. Prohl lines up wide right, left all alone. over 600 career catches, 50 career touchdowns in the regular season. Panthers and John Fox go for one. Casey splits it. We're tied at 29. Dan, $1:08 remaining.
Yeah, but the ensuing kickoff, it's the one thing you do not want to do. You don't want to put the Patriots in good field position, and John Casey commits the cardinal sin for a kicker. He kicks it out of bounds. Patriots start at the 40-yard line. Second play of the drive at 2nd and 10. Brady to Troy Brown. Brady calls the Patriots' first timeout. 51 seconds left. Next play, Brady going back to Brown again, but Brown is called for the offensive pass interference.
That's a good call. Michael Irvin used to do a lot of that.
He's still doing that. Next play, it's now 2nd and 20, and Brady looking for Troy Brown again. A gain of 13, and the clock is still ticking. 2 plays later, it's 3rd and 3, 15 seconds to play, and Brady looking for Deion Branch, who had 10 catches, down to the 23-yard line. Adam Vinatieri time. 9 seconds to go, and we hit the Wayback Machine. Super Bowl 36. From 48 yards out, Adam Vinatieri wins it for the Patriots. Could Vinatieri do it again? And we get a timeout.
I kind of chalked up the 3 points, and he doesn't miss much. I mean, he misses occasionally, but, you know, when it's all on the line, you know, the guy just doesn't miss.
Vinatieri, 31 of 35 on field goals indoors. All 4 misses at Reliance Stadium. This one from 41 yards out to win the Super Bowl again. The Patriots moving towards their 2nd Super Bowl win, and Adam Vinatieri knew it was good. He had missed 2 field goals. He missed 2 field goals earlier this year in Houston, but did kick the game winner in that game against Houston. 4 seconds to go, and Rod Smart trying to make some magic happen, but not on this evening. The Patriots celebrate, and for the Carolina Panthers, 2 years removed from a 1-15 season, the magical mystery tour ends as they watch Tom Brady pick up his 2nd Super Bowl MVP. Patriots win it 32-29. Who said anything about not being exciting? Who said anything about defense in this one? With the game winner, Vinatieri, now 9 for 9 in field goal attempts this season in the 4th quarter. Patriots, the 7th different franchise to win Super Bowls in a 3-year span, and 15 consecutive wins. That's the 2nd longest single season streak since the Dolphins won 17 in a row in 1972. After the game, the MVP talked about the guy who came up with the game-winning kick.
He battled all the way through the game, and then old number 4 trots out there to win it with 9 seconds left, and he drills it. Just couldn't get any more exciting. What a game, and Carolina played their butts off. Just so proud of this team, and the way we always seem to come back and fight through the tough stuff and get a tough fought victory.
It's amazing. You know, it's hard to put into words how proud I am of the guys and how fortunate I am and how nice it was to look up and see that going down the middle.
What do you say about Tom Brady and our offense? They just continue to make plays. Hey, man, this is sweet. 2 and 3 years. Woo!
Don't panic. Continue to believe in one another, trust in your fellow teammate, and we're going to get the job done. It doesn't matter whether it's Indianapolis on the 1-yard line. It doesn't matter. We believe in one another, and we believe we're going to make the plays.
He's a pressure kicker. He's really consistent. I mean, nobody makes all of them, but if you got to have one kick to, you know, with everything on the line, he's a guy I want kicking it.
Right now, I'm feeling a little bad and sad and mad at it all at the same time, but like I say, nobody in our locker room can keep their head down and drop their head, because this was a year where all the guys on that field went out and proved something, and, you know, we just fell short.
They rallied as well as they could. I'm proud of their efforts, and, you know, I'm not ashamed at all.
No, it's just probably one of the worst feelings in the world. You know, you can't explain what you feel right now.
I'm sick for these guys. We worked so hard to get to this, you know, to get this far, and to come up just short. And it's just it's the worst feeling in the world.
I'll leave that to you guys to, you know, determine what history says about us, you know, and right now we were the best team in 2003.
With what you've done now, do you have to be considered a potential dynasty in New England?
We don't think about things like that. Dynasty, we just try to take one game at a time and win championship.
Want to say hi to Boomer?
What's up, Boomer? You picked us, Boomer. You was the only one. You picked us. The other team didn't make it, but you picked us. Way to go, baby. Way to stick with your guns.
Eerily similar to the way this game finished, and The Super Bowl 2 years ago, Ricky Prohl scored a game-tying touchdown only to see Brady lead the Patriots down the field to set up Adam Vinatieri's game winner. When you think of the Patriots, I mean, you think of